Hey folks, it's your pal Mike Shea from slyflourish.com and twitter.com/slyflourish, and I'm the author of Return of the Lazy Dungeon Master. This is the first video going in depth into each of the 8 steps of game preparation described in Return of the Lazy Dungeon Master. This video is going to focus on step 1, reviewing the characters. In future videos, we'll be covering each of the 8 steps, spending about 10 minutes each, talking about what they are and how we do them. Some videos may be shorter and some videos may be longer depending on the topic. But today we're going to be focusing on what I believe to be maybe the most important step, although certainly one of the most important steps, which is reviewing the characters. So let's take a look. In the book, Chapter 3 goes in depth into this topic of reviewing the characters. Now, we make this one the first step because nothing is more important to the game than the characters who are playing it. As much as we love our game world, as much as we love our crazy twisted plots and story seeds, as much as we love the monsters that we throw out there, none of that really matters if the characters aren't, if all of that isn't crashing up against the characters. So they matter a lot. And the style of DMing that I recommend is a character-focused style. We are, to quote Adam Koebel and Sage Latora of Dungeon World, we are fans of the characters. They are our heroes. Our monsters aren't our heroes, and NPCs aren't our heroes. The characters should be our heroes. So we put it first because before we do any of the rest of the prep on our game, it's important for us to put the characters in our minds to make sure we're thinking about them while we're doing all of the rest of the development of our session notes or whatever we're putting together. We want to think about who are the characters and how does this matter to them. They are the focus of the whole rest of our game. I have a dirty trick that I use just to think about the characters and to put them in mind, which is, can I name them all without looking? If I cannot name all of the characters, I haven't spent enough time really thinking about them. And as an example right now, I can name 4 of the 5 characters in my Sunday game. I don't want to name them because I don't want to embarrass the 5th, but I need to spend more time remembering that 5th character. So the first thing we do is just keep track of them, have them in a list. If you've watched any of the video prep sessions I've done, you'll see that right up top, I have a list of each of the characters and I jot down little notes about their background and little things that are going on. Their familiars and pets also help if a new familiar is dropped into the game. I had just today, a new imp familiar for our warlock character dropped in, and I need to remember who that is and remember their name and stick it in my notes so that I can figure out how to bring them into the game. Can we remember their names is, to me, the number one step. If you can even do that, then you want to, then you're in a good state. And likewise, their backgrounds. A lot of people tend to focus on things like passive insight and passive perception and other statistical things. That's okay, but those aren't, to me, the main thing. To me, the main thing is, who are they? What do they want? What's their background? What are their mannerisms? What will excite them as a character, but also what excites them as a player? What do the players want to see their characters do? If they're real excited about blowing things up, we want to keep that in mind because there'll be interesting opportunities to blow things up. If they are deep investigators, we want to make sure they have interesting things to investigate. I'm a big fan of using the advantage mechanic in 5e as a way to tie into a character's background. So if we have a character who was a former member of the City Watch and now is sort of retired, we have an opportunity to, if this character is talking to a contact on the street or is talking to another member of the City Watch, they have advantage on their checks because of their background for being part of the City Watch. So there's we can't really do that if we don't remember the backgrounds they have. So that's why, to me, the most important step that we have is taking the time to sit down and write down the names of the characters, bits of their background, any other little notes that we want to keep track of. Every session we can jot 1 or 2 words down so that we can really keep them first and foremost in our minds, and they can help guide all of the rest of our preparation. So yeah, chapter 3 talks about, it's a short chapter. I think it is only 2 pages long, including a big image. So there's not a lot in this, and honestly, you will probably have things about the characters you want to keep track of. The only thing I'd recommend is keep a summary sheet. So if you are the kind of DM who has huge, extensive notes on characters, that's all fine. But make your life easy. Have 1 page that has information about the characters and quick descriptions of the things that really matter to them, therefore mattering to you and mattering to the game. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, this is just the first of 8 videos that I'm going to do on each of the steps from Return of the Lazy Dungeon Master to kind of dive in deep. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts or questions. Best way to get a hold of me to ask those questions is on Twitter at twitter.com/slyflourish. And in the next couple of weeks, hopefully you will see another video talking about the next step from Return of the Lazy Dungeon Master. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the video.